So, yeah, well, we find ourselves in a bit of an interesting position here at the top of this episode. The parties found their way to the port city of Zangard. They've been asking around to find clues as to who has been pillaging these shrines to Akari. It's someone that owns at least 3 merchant ships. They've, thanks to Thaxel and I think Valkyn was there too.
Yeah.
Okay. They spoke with the dockmaster to find out there are, in fact, 2 people in this city that own at least 3 ships. It's sort of very expensive to own and maintain 3 ships, so it's just 2 people. Let's see, Kramash Ulamar, who is the hero of the city, and who's the other guy?
That was Franz
Kupov.
Yes,
Yeah.
Franz.
Who's sort of the dirtbag of the city and runs, some rather nefarious business there, but lucrative apparently, and has a lot of connections in the city because he supplies a lot of the city's wealth. Everyone went around the city and seeking out. Let's see, where did Deena go? Oh, right, the mages.
Yep. Yeah.
The bar where the wizards from the local small town college congregate. She went with Demalagus, and they used their own methods and wiles to gather similar information. They found out that Kramash lives in the Ritzy section of the city, the Gilded Enclave, as does Franz Kupa. And as they returned to discuss all this at the inn and tavern that they're staying with, sitting down eating some food and drinking some spirits, Valkyn, I think it was Valkyn that rolled, noticed, maybe no, it was Demalagus, right? Because he was...
No, I was the one that...
Okay.
Yeah.
Valkyn, your owl head that turns way around, you notice there are a number of people... I forget how they were dressed, but sort of
hooded with like fingerless.
Yeah,
like Strider.
Neat, perfect. 2 sitting in a booth over here, another 3 sitting over there, a couple up above, and the level up above, and then another 3 walk in the entrance, and that's where we ended the session. So we'll pick it up there as well. You've just seen this, Valkyn. The double doors that enter into the tavern open up. A gust of sea, that strong, salty sea breeze, crisp and warm, blows in to the tavern as these 3 additional people dressed in like garb enter this fine establishment, but a little worrying to you.
Yeah. Well, Thaxel's a little bit drunk. Well, probably.
I'm buzzed. I'm still good. I'm still here.
I'll probably lean over to Deena and be like, "There's some strange hooded men, or hooded figures, all around us," and kind of subtly motion around.
Deena looks around. And I mean, it's pretty obvious that we're the ones that they're staring at.
Yeah, at least a couple of them aren't that good with their sleight-of-hand check. So yeah.
Yeah. How many of them are there, and are there any other patrons in the tavern at this point?
You don't spot any city folk in the tavern currently, but you do see, as you look around, you count, 2 in this booth. There were 3 on the other side, 5. You see 2 on the level up above. The inn has hallways that sort of run just above the tavern section. So you can see a few of the doorways up top and a stairway that leads up behind. So you see a couple more up there, so 7, and then the 3 that just came in, 10 in total.
Is the I don't even remember what her name is. The barmaid, tavern owner, any employees around?
There's a server. He seems to be back by the bar. He just walked into the kitchen area, and while you did see the innkeeper there earlier, there's no one currently manning the bar. But you do hear sounds in the kitchen of cooking.
Deena's gonna
Mhm.
stand up, sit on the edge of the table, so that she's facing the men that are or the people that are closest to it. She's gonna sit up. She's gonna cross her legs, hand up like this, flame. Can we help you, gentlemen? Was there something that you wanted?
They quickly look back at each other and down at their food, just trying to sort of ignore you.
Anyone at all? Want to tell me what's going on here? And I make to start flicking a fireball, a bolt, a fire bolt at
Nice.
at the closest one, waiting for some,
Okay.
I mean, we have ways of finding out what you want.
From outside, walking through the doors, and two double doors being held open at this point by two of these people that recently walked in. A new individual steps in and says, "Well, I'll answer that question. I
Thank
hear that
you.
you've all been looking for me."
That depends on who you are.
You see, as you all turn around to see who's speaking, a human male, probably early 40s, brown hair with some spots of gray, clean shaven, almost a baby face, blue eyes, probably around 6 feet tall or so, very dressed in a very dapper manner. Like almost a pinstripe cloth suit. He does have, gosh, I don't know how much you would have encountered in regards to firearms, but he has dual pistols, one at each hip. So I don't know, Valkyn, you definitely wouldn't have seen any of that.
No.
I'd say if Thaxel and Deena want to roll like a history check to see if you've encountered that, it's kind of rare in this world. And I'll have Demalagus do it too. Don't forget real dice.
Is that history?
Yeah, just to see like if you've encountered them before.
13.
Okay. It's Thaxel hasn't.
10.
Okay. Demalagus got I don't know. He rolled an 18, and I know he's proficient in history. I just don't have it up, so I'm going to say he gets it. Because it is kind of hard to know about. He would probably spot that and just whisper across the table, "Careful, those ranged weapons he has on his hip." First of all... Oh, is that good?
She's just going to whisper back to Demalagus, I wonder if it beats fireball. Kind of like rock, paper, scissors.
I hope we get to find out.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you saying something?
Yes, I would like to know who all of you are and why it is you're looking for me, Franz Cooper, in case you don't recognize me.
Can't
This is
say
Franz?
that I do.
No.
Does the name mean anything to any of you?
Not
No?
much happens in this town without me knowing about it. So we can play the games, or we can get information another way. And you see another 5 people come out of other rooms in the tavern up above and wrap around the banister.
Are they about to throw us a party? I think that's what they're doing.
This doesn't have to get ugly.
Guys, I kind of don't want to die again. I gotta say that like low enough for like the party to hear, but not loud enough for him to hear.
Okay.
Deena's just gonna kind of whisper back, "Did you spend all your money again?"
No.
All right, then, don't worry about it. Franz Cooper. I mean, I don't have that name written down, so I know it's not the person that I was talking to the students about.
I don't think so.
No.
No.
It was not y'all.
I don't know. I don't think we had mentioned it to them yet.
Oh.
Oh, okay. So Deena's going to be like, "You guys know who this is?" I mean,
I
you
vaguely
seem
recall
to
the
think he's
name.
somebody.
I don't know.
I vaguely remember it being spelled to us in a very angry manner.
His boots
I
are
remember that.
clanking across
He was the
wooden
guy that
floor.
owned the ships. Out of character. He was the guy
Yeah.
that owned
Yes,
the ships.
yes,
Okay.
Yes,
yes.
yes.
All right.
Yes.
One of them.
Okay.
He
Alright.
approaches the table, boots clanking on the wooden floorboards. Pulls
Does
out a
he
chair,
have like
sits down.
spurs?
Deena's still got her legs crossed. She's swinging her legs. She's got her ankles crossed. She's swinging her legs. Still flame sitting in the hand.
Nice.
She's kind of looking over at him like,
And I'm just going to click my little nails together. You're going to come over to our table without a beverage for me? That's rude. I'm going to try this again.
I don't even remember inviting him to sit down. But
Oh,
please
no,
do
no.
have a seat. Make yourself comfortable.
No, but at least be kind and bring a beverage.
I know.
Rude.
Could somebody bring over, let's say, a round of your finest, and you can put it on Mr. Looper.
This guy's
Cooper.
tab.
Yeah, put it on his tab.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We can do this like civilized people.
Can we now? Turns and snaps his fingers, and one of the people dressed in that attire goes back into the kitchen. Comes back out with a couple of tall glass bottles and a number of shot glasses. Sets them down in front of Franz. He pours carefully each shot glass full of this mixture that comes out as a bluish green, and it almost looks like initially like it has a gelatinous consistency before it settles and lets off a little bit of steam, it appears like. And he slides one out across the table to each of you and keeps one for himself.
Was the bottle opened when it was brought out, or did they
No.
open it?
Brand new, and it looks old. Got some dust on it. Looks like something strong and good.
Okay.
His
Axel's gonna
civilized
wait.
discussions.
Well, I was going to say Axel's going to wait to drink hers until he takes a sip.
Yeah,
He
I'm
holds
just
his-
gonna
Same.
put it into my nose to take a whiff to see if I can identify it.
Oh,
If I
okay.
can tell what kind. I mean, Tina's done a lot of drinking.
Yeah.
Roll
That
for
sounds
drink
good.
history.
Nice. You can tell that this is a dragonborn type drink. You're not sure of the exact type, but you've tasted something in this family of drinks before, and it comes from a very old dragonborn booze recipe. Hard liquor, has a very strong burn, highly flammable, but good. I mean, it also has a very flavorful taste. While it burns as it goes down, it leaves your throat feeling icy cold after.
Oh, okay. So what she's going to do then is she's going to go, "Oh, I know what this is," and then she's going to drop it down, and then she's going to go and put the flame to the exhale and let it go.
Yep, and it does. Lets out a big burst.
That is so cool.
And here's to civilized conversation. He holds his shot glass out to salute.
I hold mine out to get refilled.
Nice.
I do not clink with Mr. Cooper's.
I'm gonna blink out of fear,
Clink.
and then I'm gonna down it because I'm scared out of my mind.
Nice. He
Oh,
downs
no.
his. Lets out this frosty exhale after. Like your breath on a cold winter's day. So, please tell me, won't you? Well, are you here on business, or is this a personal matter that I'm just unaware of? Many people ask for me.
I still don't know who you are.
France,
I mean, is
Cooper. I own
Yes,
this
you said
city,
that.
the chair you're sitting in, the booze you drank. All mine.
Okay, and meaning what?
I
You
own
very
this
good,
city.
very good. Yes, that's wonderful. You own the city, and it's a very lovely city. Little dingy in places, but it's not bad. The booze is good. Chairs are comfortable. No, then you want to give me a little bit more?
Well, a couple of you were heard loudly asking for those that own 3 or more ships down at the dock. And that certainly hasn't escaped my notice. There's only 2 of us in the city that do.
So you seem to think that it is you that we're looking for.
I do fit the criteria, and I'm here to find out directly from you. I don't believe in people in the middle.
Oh, but you missed out on so much fun.
He cracks a little bit of a smile as you say that. Come, I don't have to be the enemy here unless you hold me as the enemy, but I do wish to know what your business is with me and my city.
We're looking for somebody who deals in artifacts.
I've been known to procure some. However, the Davenstars run most of that business in this city.
The who?
Ray's family.
Oh, yeah.
The Davenstars.
Your boyfriend's family?
We're not on a last name basis, okay? Not there yet.
That was out of care.
And that was in character. I have no idea.
Their main household is in the city of Ikram if you're looking to deal with artifacts. I sometimes ship them in, grant them passage aboard my ships, but my business is much more complex than simply shipping.
How complex? Enlighten me.
I'd rather not. Until I know what you're here for and why you're seeking.
We're here to
Me.
retrieve an artifact that was stolen. Let's just say procured without the owner's knowledge and awareness. And now they want it back. And they've asked us to retrieve it for them.
Did you believe... You must believe that I have taken such a thing.
Oh, well, I don't know. Have you?
If you fit the criteria.
Well, sometimes I find excellent deals outside of the Davenstar family. They're, I believe, on the up and up. What is it exactly that you're looking for? What is this artifact of which you speak?
The Tears of a Titan.
Starts pouring shots for everyone, holding it out to see if you want. Oh, you've got yours out, right? So you poured yours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Axel's.
I'm
Go ahead and everyone make a Constitution check because this stuff is stupid strong. Actually, make it
if
with
I roll a 1,
disadvantage,
it
'cause
will
it's
totally
stupid
fit
strong.
in character.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Disadvantage.
I'm waiting for Valkyn to go beak first into the table.
I rolled a 4 plus whatever. So
Nice. Yeah, you went
Wait,
past.
a check or a save?
5.
That would be a 19.
Ooh,
Wait, is it
nice.
a,
Oh my God.
Wait, is it a save or so it'd be a
It's a
save?
Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
Oh.
Saving. Okay.
Wait,
Just because it's
disadvantage?
stupidly strong.
Ah, well,
With disadvantage, 16.
Ooh, nice. All right. So you're just a little tiny bit buzzed, Deena.
I'm at 5.
Oh, Valkyn. Okay, you poor soul. You're way past tipsy into regular level drunk. After like a minute or two. And Thaxel, what did you get?
That was an 8.
Ooh, all right. You're a little bit past in between tipsy and drunk, probably.
Best day ever.
Neat. And that'll be after the second round. That way there's a roll sort of for
Yeah.
each.
And she does the same thing she did last time. She'll toss it back and she and flick it and let the gout of flame go off.
Nice. Some of the people
Just
in the
because
sidebar
it amuses
are
her.
like, nice.
It amuses her to do that.
It does make some of the people in the bar here a little jumpy, those that are dressed in this attire. Franz himself just seems to appreciate the display. So what is this artifact exactly?
I told you it's the tears of a Titan.
Do you not know
They're,
what
they're
the tears of a Titan are?
non-renewable.
Well, that does sound like it fits in the
Yeah.
realm of artifact, but I can't say that I've ever heard of such a thing.
Perhaps not. Perhaps some of your people have and didn't share the information with you.
Perhaps.
Okay, since I'm being, or since I'm drunk, and would be too stupid to think otherwise, could I try casting Zone of Truth?
Go for it. Yep.
Okay, well, you'd have to make, a save then for it.
Okey-doke.
It's a V and S, so there, I guess, is some.
I have to make that save too, don't I?
Oh, do we all have to make a
Yeah.
15-foot radius, so yeah.
Ah!
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
is it
dear.
is it a con save or
It is.
Wisdom save.
wisdom? If it's a wisdom, I got this.
Well, that's good. because-
Charisma saving throw.
Oh,
charisma?
shit.
Yeah.
Okay. This, yeah, I got this.
Nice.
Well, maybe not. That's an 11.
That's
I
a
rolled
3.
a 4.
Ooh, all right. What's your DC? All right, hold on. You got a
Where the heck is?
you got a 17.
Oh wait. Kill. No. Oh, action. There it is.
Mm-hmm. It's 14.
Charisma DC 14. Yeah.
Did
I
anyone get a
failed.
14? Okay.
I've got a 3.
You know what? I need.
I
to
failed.
Demalagus too.
I had a plus
Wait,
7.
but wait, but he
Brutal.
got
I
a
have a
17.
negative 1.
Oh, Demalagus got a 5. Well, I'm sure he doesn't have enough to get up to.
Wait, so he got a
14.
17.
He got a 17. Mm-hmm.
Why is it that every time I've used this spell, it's always been either a
It failed on
tie
us.
or...
So just to add for players, since the rest of you got hit whammied with this, you can't speak a deliberate lie. However, you know that the spell has taken place. Again,
And we can choose not to answer or, obfuscate.
Yep. Avoid answering questions.
Valkyn.
Mm-hmm. Or be evasive, as long as it contains no lies.
Yep.
And he feels the wave of this spell and turns and looks like directly at you, Valkyn. Well, that's an interesting skill, isn't it? Must come in useful
Yes.
on
Yes, it is.
those with weak minds.
But so far, it hasn't worked in my favor.
He leans toward you, Valkyn. Reaches his hand out and pats you on the shoulder. That took some guts. But I have no reason to lie to the likes of you, nor do I have any reason to help you in this matter, or share any information, unless you have something that could persuade me to do so.
Deena, do you find this guy attractive?
I'm getting like Lord Farquaad. Prince Charming from Shrek. That's what I'm seeing as Franz right now.
Nice, perfect. Very well. And he pushes his seat out and stands up. Now standing next to the table, he grabs that tall glass of booze and sets it in the middle. On the house, I do hope that this will be the last I hear of you snooping around and asking for me.
I don't believe we were asking for you. I didn't hear what he was asking us. If there was anything we could do for him, or
he was saying he doesn't have any reason to help you anyway. He's sort of coming to his own conclusions. Like, he doesn't know anything about it. He doesn't have a reason to help you unless there's something you have that could persuade him to assist you.
And Daxel's a little gone right now, so.
Which is why
Deena's
Valkyn drunkenly asked if you found him attractive.
Well, let's talk about the wrath of the deity that it was stolen from. I'm not saying now. I am not saying that you were responsible for this. It is entirely possible, perhaps, maybe that one of your ships, one of your crews, one of your people took it without your knowledge, making a little money on the side. You have it was a Dragonborn, I believe it was, that she told us.
I do have some there are a number. You'll find a number of Dragonborn here in the city. I do have some in my employ. It wouldn't be the
Anybody
first
in your
time.
employ go missing recently?
There's always casualties of the sea, the shipping trade, pirates and such.
Yes.
Hey.
Look, this is when he'll stand up and push that bottle in the center of the table. Consider this bottle a token of my appreciation for bringing this to light. Certainly I don't want the wrath of any deities on my on my house and on my name.
Or on your ships.
Yes.
Especially on your ship.
I'll look into the matter privately.
Yes. If you happen to find that, say, one of the Dragonborn in your employ has gone missing recently, yes, you may want to investigate that a little further.
Yes. Seems a little sidetracked and concerned with the notion of this happening under his nose. Pushes his chair. Waves his hand. Everyone starts coming down the stairs. This parade of these people dressed in these outfits walking across the floors.
Pouring another drink, throwing it back, and doing the exhalation lighting trick again.
A couple of them jump. Well, be safe and enjoy all that this city has to offer. And feel free to add your own talents and flavor to it.
Well, thank you.
Farewell to all of you.
You'll let us know. Again, we've been Mr. Cooper. Again, we've been tasked with returning this item, so it would be appreciated if you do find out anything about this, that you let us know, so that we can appease the owner from which it was mistakenly procured.
Very well. I will search the city, including the dingy corners, for all of you. Once
we'll be right here.
Anything.
Yeah.
Very well. Good day.
Good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Everyone else shuffles past, like 12, 15 people, and leave. And you see a server kind of peek their head out the kitchen and kind of come back over, seeing the coast is clear. Well, is there anything that any of you need?
Food.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Food.
put it on that guy's tab.
I can't do that. I'm sorry. But I'll.
I'll take care of it, Daxel. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
He
you're
takes
so,
everyone
you're
order.
so kind.
Oh. Comes back out, 15, 20 minutes later, 15 minutes later, since there's no one else there, with some tasty food, and you're, can resume your evening or plan whatever you'd like.
Well,
Out
that
of
was
character,
unnecessary.
let since Valkyn is drunk, that you can probably taking advantage of the moment.
Oh, we're gonna find him a date.
Are we playing Truth or Dare now with
Oh, yes.
Nice.
Wait. Ooh, maybe I don't know.
All right, Deena's got some time to kill before she has to go meet up with the students. So
Baxel has until tomorrow to do anything, so we're good.
Oh. All right.
Valkyn's gonna wake up and wonder where the heck he is.
Malagus is sort of.
Or why is there a strange woman in it?
you may wonder that.
What time of day is it?
I think it's afternoon. Just
Okay.
afternoon, 1:30 or so.
Okay. Right. I'll say if she can sober up a little bit more, she'd probably go to the Vault of Knowledge or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neat. Demalagus sort of has his back towards the table as everyone's leaving, and the food's being ordered, and you suddenly see this big burst of flame as he was apparently testing out his the same thing Deena was doing. He's trying it on his own there. Big fiery blast comes out. It turns because he's knackered too. He didn't roll that well, so he's like, "Oh, yes, sorry, I couldn't."
Demalagus, are you feeling just as good as I look?
Mm-hmm. Nice.
It's fantastic.
Food comes out. Demalagus puts his hand down on the table, and out of the sleeve comes a spider, familiar, and eats some of little bugs he requested. Find any of that and put him over here. He creates a little web for it and starts eating his own little
Hey,
meal. I mean, technically it's a fae, so I guess it could eat real food, but all right.
And part fiendish.
So the evening carries on, and is there anything you all want to do in the evening before setting out? So Thaxel, you wanted to go back to the Vault of Knowledge.
yes.
I guess by then I would be not drunk. Yeah, I'd probably go to the Knowledge.
Okay. And Deena, is there anything you want to do between now and tonight?
She is going to she's going to change into something that would look appropriate for playing in a tavern, and she's going to head to some of the cheaper taverns near the student area, and see if she can, doing the penny whistle dance routine.
Okay.
Taking advantage of whatever pockets she can pick while she's at it, but mostly she's trying to be seen doing that. If she can't get any taverns to let her work, then she'd be busking on a street corner.
Okay. I think there's work to be found in taverns here, being a large port city, as you go around to do so. Let me go into downtimes. I think there's a few cool little roles.
She doesn't want to be too near the college, but she wants to be near enough that the odds are that there might be one or two students in there, just so she's kind of establishing a story that she had told them earlier.
Okay. Nice. Here we go. Okay. So do you want to focus on the performance and getting tips, or on a steal, like pickpocketing?
Pickpocketing, I think.
Ooh.
She wants the performance to be enough that they well, the performance enough so that people invite her over to the table,
Okay.
and then she can, if they're intoxicated enough, she'll try to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a performance check, and that will, raise or lower the DC.
Okay.
I mean, it won't raise it, but it might lower it.
That's a 13.
Okay. All right. Good then. It's fairly distracting. You're able to identify the people in the bar that would be best to swipe from. All right, I believe there are 3 checks. All right, so the first one is a stealth check. If you would make a stealth as you're sort of dancing in and around.
It's cocked. Okay. Stealth 18.
Nice. Okay, beautiful. So you're very quickly, dancing in and about, doing a penny whistle and a dance and song, and getting in and around folks. The second check will be a sleight-of-hand check.
17.
Okay, nice. All right, and then the final check, you get a choice of either investigation, perception, or deception, and that's sort of assessing who's going to have what and be able to steal from.
Deception. Definitely going with deception.
Nice. Thank you, Randy, for the sub. Yeah.
That is a 13.
Beautiful. Okay. All right. It's a long afternoon and evening into the night. I think that you don't technically have to meet those people until 1.
Till late, yeah.
Okay. If you're willing to do this like that whole afternoon and evening, you'll likely make a little more. But that's up to you if you want to call it earlier or.
She would have gone out starting like right before supper time.
Okay.
Because that's when the taverns start filling up, is at dinner time. So she kind of wants to.
Nice. Okay. So let me. I guess that would be. Gosh, I never get to use this die.
Ooh.
Natural 1.
Uh,
That's why I never use it.
Okay. 54 gold pieces. All in all. Yep. You came across a fairly wealthy merchant or two as you were doing that. And managed to steal their button.
Randy!
Randy!
Woo!
I think we're echoing through Randy.
Yep.
Oh, perhaps. All right, let me quickly fix this so I can have them peeps. All right, so now it is Demalagus up top. All right, middle is now Axel. Top right is Valkyn. And middle right is Deena. Oops, of course I managed to mess that up. Oh. All right, this is Demalagus. Demalagus, Valkyn, Faxel, Deena. Switcheroo that. Okay. Come on, OBS. You can do it. Did it fix? Good. All right. Were you able to hear any of the session so far, Randy, or not yet?
He says so in a momento.
Sorry,
Oh, no.
God!
I was being I was being assaulted by a Siamese cat.
It's okay. It's with love.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all in
love how
love.
she was biting her daddy.
Nice.
Yeah,
Bites are love.
I right. So I had a horrible connection, and I heard tiny snippets, but I have no idea what's going on. I heard that
Okay.
we were in the bar. There were some shady dudes, just like we ended last week,
Mhm.
and then we started talking to them. I heard something. Deena was threatening people, and then nothing.
Franz Cooper.
And then you got drunk.
I got
Mhm.
drunk.
You got
and
drunk.
then tried to
That's
do the
weird, 'cause I
fireball
don't
thing
drink.
that and tried to do the fireball thing.
Maybe you
that,
poured it over your shoulder.
And yeah,
It
Yeah.
was Franz Cooper that came in. Those people worked for him, and he was asking like, "Hey, I heard you all loudly asking for someone that owns 3 or more ships down at the dock,
Oh.
and I don't really like people asking about me.
I have
So
no idea where you heard that from.
Nice. So we wanted to be face to face and find out directly from the source what's going on, and essentially, he was told that you all were looking for an artifact that belonged to a deity, and that at first he was like, well, none of this really matters to me, but Deena brought up a good point to him that he doesn't want to incur the wrath of a deity, and so he left this bottle of booze that he had everyone toast to as a sign of his appreciation for giving the information to him, because he doesn't want that. And left on seemingly good terms, or at least amicable terms.
We also pointed out that it's quite possible that if he doesn't know about it, that his employees might be working on the side without his knowledge.
Clever.
Which
Impressed.
people like that tend to hate.
Yeah, now we're gosh, what were we doing now? So everyone, oh right. So Deena had some downtime between this afternoon meal where all that happened with Franz Cooper and the nighttime where she's going to go to the tavern. I'm sorry, the place. Yeah, to meet up with
The student tavern. Yeah.
And she did some performances to swipe some cash and did really well. Thaxel and Valkyn, are you traveling with Thaxel to the Vault of Knowledge? Or separately?
You can.
I probably will, and I'll be like going with her very drunkenly and probably slightly sobering up as we go.
I'm gonna have so much fun with this.
And Deena would have let Thaxel and Demalagus know that she would not be back that night. And that if she did not meet up with them by tomorrow afternoon sometime, that Demalagus would know where to come looking for her.
Okay. And Demalagus, what would you like to do during the duration of the day here, if anything in particular?
And say
About
Basil
one.
can extend the invitation to come to a book place full of knowledge in this vault.
The book knowledge place. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm going with you.
Okay,
bells.
yay! We're having a
They
field
have
trip.
these
Research. That's my
glasses,
thing.
August, that let you read really, really fast or something like.
They do.
I don't know.
You put them on
Really?
and you read super fast. You're a little tipsy too, so
Oh, I am. Oh, good.
Or
Yeah.
you threw it over
You
your
try-
shoulder. It's up to you. I didn't realize you.
no.
No, he tried to blow a fireball. That was funny.
What?
The fumes of the alcohol are very flammable, and so when and Deena was familiar with the alcohol, so when she threw back her shot, she went exhaled and lit the exhale so gout of flame, like a fire eater does. Yeah, and
Nice.
apparently Demalagus tried that
Okay. Wow.
after
But if that's not the case, Demalagus, we can retcon that.
That's fine.
Fit.
That's fine.
Good.
I'll get a better handle on Demalagus at one point, I promise.
Sturdy
He
will.
doesn't-
Sure,
Very
Dan. Consider sure.
All right, so Demalagus signed up. The three of you head back to over to the Vault of Knowledge, back in towards the center of the city, and once again enter the Grand Foyer, where you're asked what section you'd like to go to, what you'd like to research.
And I look at Demalagus and I'm like, don't trust that thing that goes up and down. That thing over there, don't trust it. Don't do it. I know where the stairs are.
You see an elevator, Demalagus. I think with your background, you'd be familiar with it.
Yes.
Don't trust it. Okay? Okay. I'm going to go to the, I forgot which floor, fifth floor, fifth floor?
The person behind the counter said, "What is it you'd like to study, ma'am?"
Alchemy.
Ah, yes. Fifth floor.
See, I told you. God. Okay, so I'm going to head to the stairs.
And you, sir? He looks over to Valkyn.
What was the one thing?
You were on the third.
Religion? Yeah, I was on the third floor.
What is it
Can I
you'd like
talk
to
to-
study, sir?
Information on the followers of Shar and
Ah,
acolytes
yes.
of Shar.
You'll indeed find that on the third floor. And you, sir? He turns to Demalagus.
All right. So, out of character here,
Mhm.
we are looking for Alguan's tears, correct?
Yep, I'm pretty sure it's Algorn. Let me go take a look.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
Algorn.
Algorn's tears.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah,
A
Algorn's,
Titan.
Yep.
And so that has something to do with Akari, and that's a minor deity. So I would be looking for. I would tell him I'm looking to research religious relics.
Well, there's actually 2 floors where you'll find that. Third floor covers most religion in itself, deities, structures of followers. There is, however, on the 4th floor, a section devoted to relics themselves, some of which pertain to deities. I would recommend... are you more interested in the artifact, knowledge in the artifact itself, or the deity?
Yes, the relics themselves.
I would say the 4th floor, then, is your best bet. Good place
Thank
to
you
start.
very much.
Indeed. It shows you over to, the elevator and the stairs on either side of the elevator.
Oh, out of character, I believe Dan had told us, even they don't really have much knowledge on the tiers. And like,
Hi, Clem.
Kitty cat!
Clan, everybody loves you.
But yeah.
Oh, nope, that's enough. I don't want to share my dad.
Nice. All right, so you each head down to your respective floors, and Axel, what is it that you want to read up on?
So I'm going to head back to I think she was like this elven woman behind the counter.
Oh, yeah.
if she's
Gosh,
still there.
Regina, yeah. Or I don't know if you got her name, but
I
Regina.
don't, but
she
nope, it's
didn't.
Regina.
Do
Regina.
they have name tags?
Hello, you've returned. Lovely.
Hi.
So
Do
you're
you
here
still
for the
have my?
books.
Yeah. Do you have your book? Yeah. And I want to try those glasses.
Ah, yes, wonderful,
Please.
wonderful.
please. Okay, thank
Yeah, she just kind of taps on the card, taped down essentially to the desk that shows the going rate. I think it was 10 silver per
It
hour.
was 5.
Oh, it's going up. No, just kidding.
It's like, I wrote it down. It was 5.
Just that. Okay.
I thought it
5 silver.
Okay.
Yes, you can pay in advance, or I think they'll probably have everyone pay in advance. If you don't use it all up, then we'll refund you.
Oh, alrighty. So, how long do you think it'll be to read all 3 of these books? 3 hours, you said?
Likely 3 hours. I would. Yes, probably 3 hours. It really depends on your normal reading speed and aptitude. You seem rather well versed in things, so I imagine 3 hours, give or take.
Okay. Okay. And I'm going to give her 15 silver.
Lovely. Puts it in a coin pouch in her belt. And here you are. And she hands you a very steampunk-looking pair of glasses.
Sweet.
They are. It's got a heavy frame to it and different lenses that will slide down into place that have sort of a sprocket-looking frame to each individual lens that comes down. Different shades of colors that have a bit of a magical glistening on the lens itself themselves. Not the most fashion. Well, they are sort of fashion forward, if anything, but nothing like the fashions anywhere else. It seems to be for utility. Please pull up a seat anywhere. There's some private booths for reading. Should you prefer privacy, or we can read out here on any of our reading chairs or couches.
I want a private room.
Lovely. There's little booths, just big enough to have a bench on either side of a booth, on either side of a table, inside booths that have curtains that draw and close. In the center, just sort of overlap one another. Little oil lamp on the inside for reading.
For ambience. Okay. I like it. So I just I pick one and I turn on these, or I put on the glasses and I start to read.
Man, you're swept up. It's like it feels as though you're reading this fantastic book that you just can't put down. It's the feeling, the energy you get. And you're almost Johnny Fiving it. Like every page you flip, it's just like flip as you're soaking this information in. You're not only reading it, but you're retaining it and understanding it. And it puts a bit of a strain on your eyes as the time goes by. Around your 3 hour mark, you're definitely not getting a headache per se, but there's a lot of like a pressure behind your eyes and just worn out feeling from reading all this. But you successfully soak in everything that you wanted from these 3 books. And what were the books on again?
There was, let's see, medical journals on identifying, crafting, administrating, everything about poisons.
Yes. Okay, good. So I'm actually going to share with you, and I'll get the link here on our break, an actual book that I use for reference for the most part, Alchemy and Herbalism. And it'll break down really well. It's only like 3 or 4 pages. Items, all these different items, herbs that you can collect, what their effects are, and how to make actual checks in alchemy to produce these things.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, and Valkyn, you were reading on.
They gave me he told me to go see Rubius McClure.
Yes, Rubius McClure. Yep.
Yeah, but the books were, I think it was one just on Shar herself, and like I guess some of the religion and stuff about her, and then the other one was more of like on kind of like the whole sort of where she fit in like the history or back history or something like. It's like $2.
Okay. Are you paying for the glasses?
Yeah.
Okay. Rubia says, "Well, bit surprised that you came back. Didn't think you would.
Mm.
But your books are set aside here. Are you back to read? You gonna
Yes.
renting the glasses too?
Yep.
Great." And he tap. Let's see. You've got 2 books. So is this
I think you said it.
probably you're looking at about 2 hours, I'd say.
Mhm.
So 10 silver, and they're all yours.
Give him the silver.
Okay. He takes the silver, just mark it out of your inventory. Oh, excuse me. And says the same thing. There's some booze if you want to work out of the booze, or you can sit out here, whatever you'd like.
On the outside, is there big, like, is it kind of like comfy reading chairs?
Very comfortable reading chairs out and
Oh
around.
yeah, I'm gonna
so-
plop down in one of those.
Okay. There's one that's like so big that you can really like plop down in the cushion and almost sit
Yeah.
sideways in it if you wanted. And you get to reading, and what you find, I'm gonna put the link in in Twitch here. Boop. That's the info you find on Shar. Pretty thorough information between the 2 books that you have. One talking about the hierarchy of followers, and the other talking about her relationship with Selune, the goddess of light, her twin, and how Shar is the mistress of night, and how she watches over the Underdark, and some other interesting reading material there.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. And oh, good.
I know. Well, I personally know this is my metagaming pigeon is. But would Valkyn know enough to, because like he saw his rotting bone flesh stuff? Would he know enough to like try to seek out some sort of group of clerics or some sort of, I don't even know where clerics would be in the city, but would he know enough to kind of look for that kind of person?
I mean, as you've soaked in all of this knowledge, and that you're now aware of different clerics and other members of her following, I mean, you could very likely get more information. Have, if you were to find a cleric, you'd be able to ask live questions. I think that would definitely cross your mind.
Yeah. Well, being librarian people, after I finish, I would want to ask Rubius if he's still around.
Aye.
Are there any clerics in the city? Maybe ones that would have knowledge dealing with things that might not be alive.
There
Fully.
There are plenty of clerics in the city. I believe, as far as one that would deal with undeath and things undead, I can't say that I can think of any. Most of them are devoted healers. Is there a particular cleric you're looking for? Particular god or goddess? Really, you'd want to look for the church of that god or goddess.
Out of character, would I basically, and also it'd be in this world, would worship of Shar kind of be one of those sort of shunned things?
Not in the Underdark, like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tricky. The Drow themselves, of course, worship Lolth
Yeah.
as their main deity, but many of them will also. I mean, Lolth isn't too happy when they worship others, but a lot of people in the Underdark, the Duergar and other sentient creatures, will worship Shar, as she is the protector of the Underdark and essentially the Queen of Darkness.
Yeah.
Mistress of Darkness.
Yeah. I guess I would. I would ask him if there are any clerics of Shar, or
Sorry, it was
would
a
at
little
least.
choppy. What was that?
Yeah, you're breaking
Oh,
up.
are there any clerics of Shar, or ones that would be able to point me in the right direction towards one?
Just gonna have him roll. Yeah, he doesn't know. Can't say that I know,
don't-
but I suppose you could ask around other clerics. They'd likely know more about religion than I would.
Yeah. Where would I go for that?
Any church in the city, I suppose.
Okay. Is there anyone nearby?
There's one out by the ports. There's a small one around a block or so, around the corner from here.
Okay. Thank you.
Fine. He just kind of goes back about his work.
Yeah.
And
Probably. Yeah. I'd probably go. I think it would be down a floor to.
One floor down is the Malagus.
Yeah.
Okay. But that'll be 2 hours after Demalagus starts. Demalagus, you
Yes.
arrive and you see, you're told to, head down here. Oh, excuse me. And you see a woman, oh my gosh, a half-elf woman behind the counter in the center there. Orangey hair, down to her shoulders, sort of a bright, peachy complexion, and a bit of a stern face. And she sees you approaching, and I mean, it's a port city, so they see. All right, well, okay. So she doesn't seem too fazed by a drow approaching her here. Hello, sir. How may I assist you?
I was told to come to this floor in order to research relics.
Oh, yes, we have a section on that. What is the relic? Do you know who the relic was created by, or any history? Anything I can help me direct you to the right location?
The relics I'm interested in would be of deities.
All right. Well, right this way then, please. And ask you to follow her as she navigates down and through a number of different rows of books. Finally approaching almost the back corner of this section of the library. So there's about 8 bookcases on this corner, and on the other side of the corner here is another 8 bookcases. So these bookcases here will cover most of what you're looking for. Do you know the deity's name, any of the deity's names, or anything that can help it narrow down, or do you wish to peruse on your own from here?
Yes, I think I'll need to peruse on my own just to sort of narrow things down a bit. I have some general ideas, and I'll know what I'm looking for when I see it. Thank you so much for
Of
your
course.
guidance. But I have a quick question.
Yes.
I was told you had some sort of special classes here.
Yes, we do. We rent them out as needed. The going rate is 5 silver per hour. They allow you to read and soak in the knowledge at an accelerated rate. Roughly translates to 1 day's worth of reading down to an hour, but it does depend a little bit on your aptitude for reading and study.
Demalagus will grin widely at that.
Nice.
What are there any side effects? Do you tend to get headaches when you use them? Exhaustion?
We typically won't advise them to be used for longer than 3 or 4 hours at a time. They can cause headaches and some strain. Often a break is required in between of an hour or two to rest oneself.
Interesting. I'll tell you what, I will do some perusing of my own, and once I narrow the books down, I'll be able to rent some of those glasses. I appreciate the information.
Lovely. You'll find me at my desk if you have any more questions.
Thank you.
She turns on her heels and walks back. Okay, and you are left to investigate.
Woohoo!
So if you want to roll an investigation check with advantage, since you have it honed in on this section, and you're looking for books on Algorn's Tears.
Yes, but I'm also looking for books with references to any relics of Akari, particularly Akari's eye.
Okay, so make 2 separate checks. We'll do Algorn's Tears first with advantage.
Okay. All right. Now, Clem has thoroughly blessed my dice, so we'll see how we do. All right. Or Clem thoroughly cursed my dice. Oh, thank you, Clem.
Such a good kitty.
She did a good
Roll your
job for
dice,
that.
Dad.
She helped her dad roll a 1 and a 4. His investigation skill is a whole 11.
Nice. Let's see. Ooh. All right.
He's gonna have to ask.
The only thing you're able to find on Algorn's Tears is just some information on Algorn themselves.
Okay.
The Titan. And so Algorn. Oops. Let me just go back. I clicked the wrong thing. Algorn was a Titan back in those days of forming the planes and such. All right. Where's our buddy Algorn here? Come on, really? You're going to give me trouble now?
Are you looking for the wiki page?
I had something bookmarked, and now it's like, oh, you want to know that about Algorn? Oh, here we go. He was a Titan that had control over seas and the oceans, the tide. Let's just see if... there we go. Algorn, a Titan, has influence over the seas, has the ability to create water whenever he chooses to. This water can be as vast as he desires, up to the volume of a medium-sized lake. Algorn can simply cause the water to flow. He can cause it to jet out from his hands, washing away everything in its path. Or he can cause the water to be frozen. And that was sort of Algorn's thing as a Titan. However, you're not able to find anything on this particular relic, Algorn's Tears, or what that means or where it comes from.
Okay.
But you can roll another investigation check with advantage as you look for Akari-related relics.
All right. All right. Without Clem's influence, my low roll was an 11, but my high roll was an 18.
Oh, nice.
25.
Nice.
Okay. So you learned a little bit of new information. There was this massive battle would be sort of an understatement. There was this clash among a lot of the deities in this realm. Several centuries ago, probably maybe 3,000 years ago. It's what the calendar is based on. I think you guys are currently in the year like 3351 or something. So it was at that point where some gods were created ascended to godhood. Some rather ascended to godhood. Some gods were defeated and killed, and there was a lot of power grabs and disarray. Some
Do you mean the
gods,
time of troubles?
yes, certainly.
Okay. Let me just write down Time of Troubles. I read those books shortly after they came out, so I'm pretty familiar.
Awesome. And in one of these battles, Akari lost her eye. Doesn't say who to, but this is where she lost her physical eye that then took the shape of this relic. Of course, it wasn't destroyed. It was just lost. And it holds some of the power of this deity. It's immensely powerful, but very difficult to wield, much like the Infinity Gauntlet. To wield it properly, you need to be very powerful and understand the ways of magic. Akari is a major deity that has control over the oceans, the ocean depths, the surface, and all life under the ocean. She's neutral, chaotic. I think she's chaotic neutral. I'll have to look. Her whims will ebb and flow like the seas, and she just follows her heart on what she believes is right and wrong, and just and unjust, and will pursue whatever. She's not whimsical in that regard. Just has a very neutral stance on things. Doesn't see everything like this is absolutely right and this is absolutely wrong. She lives in a gray area. Let's see. It's a pretty high roll. What else would you know? There is... they don't say what type of weapon, but there's also a weapon that was crafted for Akari's... oh gosh, what do you call it? The people that represent her on the Prime Plane. The Avatar. Thank you. For her avatar. They don't see what type of weapon it was, but that held great power. That was also lost to time as her avatar fought with her in the Time of Troubles. Which I should probably write down myself here to make sure I remember that that's what we're calling it. Boop, boop, boop. So help me. It's in episode 18 notes. I'm going to be looking for this like a year from now. So everyone remember.
I'm actually going to write that down. Episode 18. Got it.
Awesome. Thanks. Yeah, I don't know that there's much else about, personality-wise. It doesn't really cover many of her enemies because she doesn't have any. Being neutral, she doesn't have any hard and fast nemesis. A hard and fast nemesis. So I think that's essentially what you gather from your research.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. It only takes you an hour to read them since you're so apt.
Great.
And which
means classes.
Nice.
You just have to drop in the library. It's fine.
Nice. Yeah. Well, yeah. With the glasses, it's an hour instead of it'd probably be maybe 2 is what they would anticipate. So they'd have to refund you some money. But you're just so you it's a thick book, and it's not on Akari alone. So you're pulling that information out of the book. Okay. But you finish within in an hour's time. So what would you like to do after you finish?
Gosh, I don't know. I need to digest this information and think about what Demaligus would do next.
All right,
Come back to me later.
Sit there for an hour.
Yeah, investigating the glasses. Like, how do these work?
Yeah, I'll definitely be checking those out.
Go and make an Arcana check into the glasses, or investigation. I'll let you choose since you've got an hour before anyone else is done. Let me check the time too.
All right, let's see. Either way, doesn't matter. I have the same bonus. Let's go Arcana though, because I've used investigation more than that. Let's see. So that will give me 23.
Oh. You're able to break down what the function of each individual lens is. This is sort of like it's interesting. You got a 23 and you rolled Arcana instead of investigation. All right. Okay, so you're going to get a little insight as you look into this. While you are able to figure out again the individual purpose of each lens and how, in a compounded manner, they can accelerate the reading and learning, you also recognize that there's a intangible aspect to them, like they're maybe not based in this reality. I'm trying to think if you would have experienced this before. You know what? I'll just send you a message because you rolled so high, so I feel like you might have had at least read about this. I'm going to send you a Facebook message, and while I do that, we can take our bio break because I'm looking at the time. So we'll take our 8 to 10 minute bio break while I send Randy this message. And where are you in here, Randy? Otherwise, we'll catch you all soon. I'm going to do that while I make some coffee because, you know.
Coffee is life.
Thank you, Tasha.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
called faith, man.
The elixir of life.
Yes. It is. Well, I've got to put. I mean, look at Nova.
And
She
what's
has
wine?
she's tired.
Oh, she needs your piggy bed.
She does, but I tried putting her in, and she said no and clung to me and scratched me some more. So I'm gonna put her back down.
That's all right. My dog's over here backed up against me going, Mommy, pet me. Pet me, Mom.
Oh, puppies.
Oh, nope. She doesn't want to face the camera. Nope. Nope. Okay, never mind. She's going to bed.
Shy, yeah.
I'll be back.
All right, I'll catch you all here. We'll, of course, stay streaming for anyone that's going to stay or comes back. And otherwise, chat will catch you in like 8 to 10 minutes. Easy.
We'll be back.
Mm-hmm. All right, sweet coffee. And a message to Randy. Let's see. You have experienced Farty, 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 fart. Oh, 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 oh. I love my pajama pants. Hey, Frank. Frank, thanks for subbing again. 10 months. What? Oh, yeah. So hang on to you've got your inspiration die, the D12 now. Excuse me. I drank a little soda. Sorry, I never have it. So it's like, I'll have some on the break. I always forget how burpy it makes me. Anyway, aside from that, you've got your inspiration that you can keep for Mort, where you can pass on, or you can save it for just the right moment. You never know. Woo! Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Fart, 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 fart. Word up, it's Word Girl. Oh, it's going all right, Frank. Yeah, thanks for asking. Yeah, I think the party had like a mini threat. Of course, they started their oh gosh, so they started the campaign, the session out in a bar with a bunch of these similarly dressed people around, watching them. It turned out to be Franz Koopa's workers, underlings. Just like, hey, what's up? You're asking around people 3 ships or more. There's 2 of us in the city, so what do you want with me? And they had an exchange where like, we're looking for this stolen artifact, and he's like, yeah, I don't know anything about that. And they were like, hey, okay, but you might want to look into it because you really don't want to curse of a deity, on you. It's like, all right. It's like, well, thanks. I'll look into it. Keep these boos as an expression of my thanks. And that some of his underlings, I think Deena pointed out that some of his underlings might be responsible. So just go look it out and let them know. He's like, yeah, thinking he wants to get this back to whatever deity it's been taken from. Or seemingly this is their impression. Yeah, pretty much. Cleric Accord, yeah. And fireballs, which is also the usual. But these were for show. These were fire breathing things.
Come fire walk with me.
Awesome. Alright, here is that. I need to look that up.
Yeah. My brother just informed me that one of the bugs that they fixed in 76 was a mission that I had done maybe once or twice, because it's annoying to do. But it's a thing called Feed the People. It's one of those daily sort of event things, and it gave it's supposed to give. Well, it was supposed to give only the people that did the mission a item that gives like 5% XP boost, but it was only supposed to get so it was only supposed to give it to the people that did the mission, but the bug was giving it to everybody. So people are now asking them to unfix their bug because the mission is called Feed the People, not feed the 3 people that just did the mission.
Nice.
Because it was giving it to everybody on the server that was present.
Enjoying the free 5% XP bump. Nice. Oh, let's see. What are we going to have for that? I better pull out my notes because there's so many juicy things and I need to suss that out quickly whilst we wait.
There's a thing I'm going to do, but it depends on kind of an answer to a question. If I get to cleric.
Yeah, I like that, right? Choices. Choices are good. Oh, that's so interesting. Hmm. Hmm.
Dan types
Aw.
giant entry too.
For real.
What?
Oh, there's
How
just
do
this...
these glasses?
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. I already forgot the name. Come on, memory. Work for longer than 5 seconds, please. That's funny. Okay.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Did Nova lay down nicely?
She's mad at me.
Awesome.
She
You
was
made
like,
me move.
nope. Oh yeah, I made her move, and then so she's like clawing at me to get to stay up, and I put her in her tank, and she just kind of like splats. And I'm like, no, no, just go somewhere a little more comfy, and she's just like limp. And so
No.
yeah, she has like this little hammock that has like a little hide underneath it that she's been chilling in the past couple nights. So I just kind of like moved her,
Oh, yeah.
and she just kind of like she just has that sad reptile face. So she's out. She was tired.
Oh.
I had to deal with for a little bit. Friends with one of my professors. So I was staying at her house. And
scandalous. Just kidding.
I know. I'm interested now.
Yeah.
No, she's like old. She's old enough to be my mom.
Extra
and
scandalous.
So MILF.
Right? We're
yeah.
seeing.
So she had one dog, Spartacus, and since she rescues greyhounds, and then her other dog, Oshkosh, passed. So Spartacus was all like sulking and really sad because he lost his buddy.
Oh yeah.
So I sent her pictures. I'm like, he looks really sad. I don't know if he's okay. She's like, oh, he's sulking.
Yep, Blossom went through that. She would go over because they had their dog beds, and that they would kind of they slept on the bed with us, but it was in the living room. Just if they didn't want to sleep, if they weren't laying on the couch, they were laying on their dog beds. And Blossom kept going over to Bells and sniffing it. And it was a year before she would lay down on it.
Oh really? Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we got Charlie. Because
okay.
it's been 3 years since 3 years since Belle passed, but Blossom just kind of needed somebody.
Yeah.
I think he ended up getting over it a little bit quickly because she inherited her friend's father's dog because her friends weren't able to take the dog, which is a Jack
Oh.
Russell Pug, and she's older, so she wants to be super hyperactive, but can't be because her little pug body is like, no, I'm not gonna let you be hyperactive because I'm a pug.
They're so ugly and
but
so
she
cute.
added about a year onto probably because he had like trouble getting into like back and he was old and, like he would end up like a few times and eventually built like a little type of ramp so you didn't have to like climb.
All right, I'm gonna jump us back in here. Let's see. So, yeah. So, Demalagus, you spend some time, and that's something that you pick up on. Valkyn, you finish your 2-hour reading, and you head downstairs 1 level, and you find Demalagus sitting comfortably in a chair, assessing a pair of.
Or would he be in a
glasses.
booth?
Which would you prefer, Demalagus?
What are my choices?
To be in one of the comfy reading seats out in the open, or in a booth for privacy.
You know, I'm gonna be out in the open.
Okay.
Like a rebel.
Yep,
Mhm.
exactly.
It's a nice high back wing chair that you're sitting in. Comfortable but very upright. Reading. Just assessing the glasses at this point. And all right, Val, can you come down? You see Demalagus here in said chair.
Hello, buddy. Buddy, old pal.
Hello, Valkyn. Can I help you?
I finished my research. I was just coming to see what you were up to. And you were only 1 floor down. I thought it'd be easiest to stop by you.
Right, okay. Well, just admiring these rather interesting glasses. Seem to have some unexpected properties.
They are quite interesting.
Yes, if Rhea were here, I'd be asking her for a favor of a sleight of hand, but maybe I can just purchase one someday. Find out anything good?
Yeah, I found out some pretty useful information about and what's her dealio. Nothing too specific that might apply to me, but probably only a matter of time before I find out that info.
Well, if you ever need help finding information, I used to do this for a living.
I might have to take you up on that offer.
Excellent. I enjoy this place already. It's very nice. Thank you for recommending it. I'm going to be spending quite some time in here, although I know our business may force us to leave unexpectedly soon. Have you seen Thaxel?
I believe she is on floor 5.
Ah, okay. Hopefully she hasn't eaten too many books.
I eat books now.
Your ear itches.
Only when you're
your
moon
ear
moon.
hole. Yeah, it's like.
That's true.
Yes, let's hope. We don't want to get kicked out.
On that note, if it's already been past the 3 hours, she's probably going to try to head back out since now she's having to deal with this stupid headache coming from the glasses. So she's going to return the glasses, return the books, like all while like doing this because I'm sure there's like lights around and she's annoyed now. So.
Okay. Are you all planning on heading back to the tavern or anywhere in particular in the city?
I'd ask if anybody would want to come with me to I guess it'd be a church nearby. Otherwise, I would go on my own.
Vassal's probably not going to go. Probably. I'm guessing. So I guess first.
Mhm.
So Vassal's probably going to climb up. Well, no, did she know where Demalagus went to?
You probably all heard.
I think
roughly.
you guys were there for like 3 hours, so we probably would have wandered something.
Oh, okay.
I've been like kind of looking around for you.
I think she's going to wander back to the tavern / inn that we were at, so she can probably lie down. She's annoyed and yet excited at the same time.
Neat. All right, so you head out there. Demalagus, as Valkyn asks if you want to join him as he heads to the church. Would you like to go?
You're going to church.
For more of gaining information from some cleric, not for worship.
Yes, it didn't take you for the religious type.
No.
I assume you're going to steal money from the clerics then?
I think I might be on. Don't go telling everybody. I kind of saw my flesh when I got injured down in the mines, and it kind of looked a little bit nasty. And not in the you're kind of living way.
So you're injured?
Hmm?
You're injured in some way? You seek healing?
When we had been when I was injured in the mines, I before I got healed, I noticed that but I think you described it kind of like rotten or
The thigh bone and the tissue just around it.
yeah.
Disturbing.
Yeah.
Hope it's not some form of disease.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely get that checked out. If you'd like, I'd be happy to accompany you.
That'd be good.
All right.
Okay. You guys exit and head around a block and a half or so, and you do come across a relatively small church. It probably can hold about 40 people or so. Cramped. There's only so many rows of pews on either side, and there's a number of other buildings. It doesn't really have a big churchyard. Localized church. Excuse me. If you guys just want to walk in, the double doors are open in the front of it, and you see a couple people inside walking about.
Yeah. Just walk in.
Okay. As you walk in, you see a handful of citizens praying in their pews or talking amongst one another. There's no service going on currently. You look around, and I guess if you want to each roll a religion check to see if you recognize the deity.
$15.
Okay.
I got a little higher. I actually got a 26.
Jeez.
Holy
Awesome.
Dropped a 19.
You know everything.
Can you send me your dice?
Yeah.
You can buy your own at
We
gamescience.com.
Yeah.
They're really nice.
That explains it. Gotcha.
So Valkyn, this is actually a minor deity that isn't worshipped too often, sometimes in port cities, but the DC is like a little extra high for you because of your background and your limited, knowledge of these things. So you sort of maybe recognize the symbol, like maybe someone that's passed through the inn in the Underdark there was wearing this holy symbol, but you're just not sure.
I recognize these symbols. I do not know what they mean.
Nice. That's awesome. Demalagus, you recognize this as Farlang, which is spelled, and I'm not making this up, this is lore, existing lore, Farlanghn.
What?
You lost me at F.
Oh, Farlangen. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know that symbol.
Langhn.
La 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 la.
Church of Farlangen. Which is essentially
God of Travelers.
yes, thank you.
Mhm.
And here they kind of worship him as the god of horizons, distance, travel, and roads and such. Yep, you find a couple of two people in cleric's robes with a holy symbol. One is talking with a seating of about 4 different patrons of this church sitting in a pew, and the other one is tidying up by the pulpit.
Wait, so one's tidying up by the pulpit, the other one is
Talking to like 3 or 4 people in a pew.
I guess I would go to the one that's not busy.
All right, you head
Or
up to the pulpit.
not talking to people.
Okay. It's human, maybe in his early 60s or so, balding a bit, straw-colored gray hair. It's got that tint to it of orange. A lot of liver spots on his face, a little bit heavy set, maybe around 5'9" or so. But warms you, greets you rather with a warm smile. Oh, welcome, children. Yes, please. Make yourselves at home here in the house of our Lord. What brings you here today?
Do you know of the traveler? No.
Nice.
Would you happen to have any knowledge of dealing with undead?
Well, most clerics have some training in turning the undead away, protecting our fair citizens and patrons of our church from any undead onslaughts, but we don't get much of that around here, I have to say. Are you having undead trouble where you're from?
I'm not 100% sure, but I was injured recently, and I was healed, but
Good.
I feel like my injury showed signs of undeath.
Oh. Was the undeath cured and healed with your healing?
I do not know.
May I see where the wound was?
I would show where, I guess it was my leg or something.
Would you like some privacy first? Is it in
Sure.
a decent spot?
Well, I where would it'd probably be like where it'd be visible, right?
Yeah, it's essentially in the top of your thigh, running straight down like the top of your thigh.
Oh,
Just
so
kind of sliced it open.
Oh, So, well, yeah, then I would be wearing pants.
Yes, please. He pulls you off to the side anyway. He's got his little office on the side. Closes the door, has the two of you enter, and takes a look as you kind of pull up that loose pant leg and show. Which I imagine is sort of a feather-covered leg anyway.
Yeah.
All right, I need to. That's interesting that you were so forthright with this person. I need to look up a spell.
Do you need me to cut into my leg? That was actually one of the things that was coming into my mind, which I would actually end up doing.
Nice.
After I asked if I would have to pay for healing.
A self-carving turkey.
Nice. All right, here we are. I need. What I should do is just type this in. Oh, that's what it is on this. All right. So he leans down and kind of, pulls the feathers a bit apart to see, like, the wound on the flesh, and doesn't really spot anything. Do you mind if I cast a spell here to see further investigate?
Sure, as long as you don't kill me.
I
already had that experience once. I don't want to repeat it again.
Oh, you've been through quite a bit, it would seem.
Yes.
It's
quite a short period of time.
Have you ever thought about seeking the protection of a divine one, our Lord Farlingen? Protects those that travel and seek out new places and journey, as he's sort of investigating your leg still.
It's never quite come to mind. I'll consider it.
Good. If you have any questions, please do ask. I'm more than happy to share the bountiful knowledge and blessings of Lord Farlingen. All right, let's see. This is pretty in depth. Okay. All right, so let's see. Ooh. He gets a bit of a perplexed look on his face as he's sort of casting this spell over your leg there. This is perplexing, I have to say. I may need to seek further guidance from Farlingen.
Can I throw an inspiration die at the end?
Go for it. Yeah. Yep.
Can
I mean,
can I
you're
use
a
my-
bard. You can just give him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll give him inspiration. I don't even know what my dice would be at the current level I'm at. Or how much it'd be.
Okay. Is there anything that you want to say or do to inspire said priest as he investigates your leg? You flex.
I'm sure. Wait, what? Wait, what's his? What's
said
his
you
name?
flex.
Or the deity name again?
Farlingen.
Farquad.
Nice.
Farlingen.
Yeah, Farlingen.
I'm sure Farlingen can whatever.
You had it. Sorry.
Farquad can give you his guidance. And
Yes. Then he clasps his holy symbol and puts his leg across your thigh.
his leg.
His hand across your thigh.
Woo!
Things are getting freaky.
There's so many bad jokes going through my head right now. Oh my god.
He gets a scissor hold on your thigh.
Oh
God.
I need a closer and yeah.
So it's been a while since they've had an altar boy.
Oh, God.
That's terrible.
So many bad jokes.
We are the evil campaign. My God.
Really?
He did just expose himself to the priest. So.
Yeah. I got
Sure.
hurt. My boo-boo's right here.
The things he's picked
Yo.
up from Deena.
Lean in for a closer look.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome. As he clasps his holy symbol and casts a spell once again at a higher level, there is a mixed element of life and undeath. This is nothing that I've ever encountered before. And he kind of looks up at you like, what? And takes a step back. I'm sorry. I don't think I'll be able to help you. I do thank you for stopping by, though. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Do you know of anyone who might be able to?
Perhaps someone from a larger church will. There's one down by the port, the Church of Melora. That's a rather large church, very, very knowledgeable people, and he sort of like starts ushering the two of you out of the room, opens the door, and
Okay.
Yes, I'm so sorry. Yes, please. Thank you for thinking of us, and seek out Lord Farlingen. His guidance.
Okay.
Perhaps he can help.
Okay.
Yes, but good day and best wishes to you.
I never come
Bye.
again.
Nice.
Locks the doors.
Hey, Demalgus, want to go freak out another cleric?
Why not? That was sort of fun.
Onwards! Okay, so I guess we would go find the Church of Melora.
Daxel kind of wishes she went with them now.
All right, let's see. So it's still evening time, not quite night yet. So yeah, I think that still be Demalgus and Valkyn. All right, so Valkyn and Demalgus, you end up down by the ports. It's getting to be like evening time, 7 or so now. Sun's still up, but it's getting low in the sky. You find your way down to the port where the atmosphere is shifting from the heavy work of the day, to the heavy revelry of the night. Not too many people in the Church of Melora at this hour. You find this beautiful church out on this man-made breaker, this man-made peninsula here by the port. Giant jutting rocks jutting out of the ocean. Almost like a lighthouse peninsula, except there's this gorgeous church resting on the end. Stands like 5 stories tall, although it's all open cathedral inside. It has the circular spires on each corner and stained glass everywhere. 2 huge, gorgeous wooden doors carved with a bunch of fine detail, beautiful architecture, angels and seraphim and Nephilim all etched in the stone. It's gorgeous. A lot of people worship Melora here, who is the goddess over for sailors, like travel across the ocean, sort of like nature and ocean, but a lot of sailors worship her. So it's typically
okay. So it's another travel god.
Yeah. This one's sort of specifically related to like the ocean type travel. Yeah, the doors are shut at this one, but you're welcome to you approach the closed doors.
Guess I'll knock.
Okay. You wait like 15-20 seconds, you hear some footfalls approach your door. Opens up like half a foot. There's a monk inside that has a head shaven along the top, that has bushy hair wrapped around the sides. His name's Mortimer. No, just kidding. It's a Stormfall reference, sorry. And it says, welcome. Are you seeking counsel for Melora?
Yes.
Very well, and steps out of the cracked opening and opens a door, a few feet to let you both in. You stepping in?
Yep.
Okay. You both come in. Just closes the door behind you too, and it's sort of dimly lit in here, but some candles flickering on a couple of the structural support beams that are placed, all marble, placed in between different rows of pews up the entire length of this open section of the church. And he's walks up about 6 or 7 pews and sits down and pats on the pew just before him to have you two sit down. Please, sit down and tell me your woes. Are you seeking forgiveness before traveling on the ocean? Or a blessing, perhaps?
I'm more of seeking how would I even
And there's no one else in the church that you can see. I mean, it's a vast space, and there's some big spots of darkness and dim light, but you don't hear any other sounds or see anyone else in here.
Setting the mood.
Yes.
Oh, your side?
Yes, this is. Careless whisper plays in the background.
Is it a blessing you seek?
I was injured in the not too distant past, and
yes,
my injury seemed to show undeath inside me, and I was seeking information about I was told that your church might be able to help me after being ushered quickly out of a church to Farlangen.
Yes. Well, undeath can be a very scary thing for those not as well versed in it. Well, Melora does not teach much or have in the way of undeath. She also does not have anything against it per se, and so we deal with that from time to time. Treasure hunters out on the seas returning with many of their crew turned undead. I have some experience. I believe that I can help you. Yes. Now, you say that there was some undeath related to your wound. Was it an infection that wouldn't close, a wound that wouldn't seal and heal?
It completely healed over, but my inner flesh seemed to be undead.
Well, quite interesting. Well, let's head up near the pulpit. We have some materials up there I can use for a bit of a ritual casting to see if I can sort out exactly what you have going on. If it's anything current, hopefully you'll just get a clean bill of health and not have anything to worry about.
Yes.
Just up here, and I mean, he says just up here, but it's like an 80-foot walk to get to the front of this church thing. There's like 4 big steps that are like up half a foot, but then like 3 feet deep, up to where the pulpit is, and behind the pulpit, there's this huge curvature to the rear wall that faces out on the ocean, and the whole bottom, the upper windows are all these stained glass, but down here there's single pane gigantic windows that just look out over the ocean, and the rocks that break the water are about 50-60 feet out. So as you're looking from here, you don't even see the top of the rocks, you just see the waves kind of crash and come close-ish to the window. Still like 20, 30 feet out from the windows. But it's just this awe-inspiring view as you don't see anything beneath. You just see crashing waves 15, 20 feet tall as the water swells and breaks on the rocks and crashes up in the air. There are a few candles in between the different, 5 candles in total in between the different windows. And they dimly illuminate the area here. He sets up some small bowls of incense and a few other items, what do you call them? Not ingredients, but whatever.
Materials.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. And sets up this ritual. Tosses down some sea salt to form a circle around you and make a few small basic rooms within it. So, please just sit here, if you will, upright, crisscross applesauce and all that. And I'll cast the spell. You sir, you a cleric or familiar with the ways of magic at all? He looks at Demalius.
Yes, I'm a bit familiar with magic.
I thought so. Yes. Well, please, would you assist me in the ritual, or would you prefer to be a spectator? Which is
I'd be happy to assist, yes.
lovely, lovely. I will, and he kind of shows a little space exactly across from one another on the edge of the circle of salt. If you would stand here, and he jots down on a piece of parchment the chant for this that he wants you to read, which you memorize, in seconds. You just read through. It's like a 2-sentence chant. You speak Sylvan, perchance? I feel like you do.
Oh, I don't know. Let me see.
Sorry.
I speak all kinds of things. I speak, no, I do not speak Sylvan.
All right, that's okay though, because we can do Elvish. Ooh, Draconic for sure, because that's like the most ancient of the languages.
I got that for sure.
All right, so it's in Draconic. Two simple lines. You're like, yeah, I've got this. So he goes around the other side and begins chanting. And after about a minute of this, chanting, repeating these sentences over and over, he pauses and lets you continue the chanting as he's, yes. There is something strange. I do sense some undeath within you. Let me see if I can... Perhaps I can cleanse it. And reaches one hand out and clasps his holy symbol with the other hand.
I'm gonna have to make a cut. And you die.
A couple of things. I would say Demalius and Valkyn, make a quick perception check if you would. And part of this is having your eyes closed for the ritual.
That was a 20 plus 22.
Nice.
Nice. I got a 18.
Okay. You both open your eyes as you feel this chill. Ooh. Chill comes over both of you. It feels like, familiar to both of you, it feels like the cold chill of the caves in the Underdark. Slightly damp, has a bit of that mineral-like smell to it. And it's cold. This other guy doesn't seem to notice, though. Yeah. Yes. Yes, I can feel it. It's at your core. This is... I don't know. Lord, please give me the strength. I must cleanse this poor soul. On death, be cleansed. And he starts raising his voice. And you two, with your eyes open, See the candlelight start to flicker and dance on the walls. This little breeze is coming through. Oh, I feel the chill. Cold grip of undeath is strong on you. Lord, please grant me the strength. Lights, candlelight out completely. Complete darkness. Now, Valkyn, do you have dark vision?
Yes. Because I'm an owl.
This poor guy still has his eyes closed for the ritual. Actually, I should probably have a refresh perception check. He rolled a 1.
He's too.
He's way into it.
My Lord, be with me. My Lord, give me strength. My Lord, be with me. My Lord, give me strength. Two of you here. Like complete silence in here. You hear the sound of boot soles walking slowly in a determined pace across the floor up the aisle of the church in the darkness. You don't see anything yet. The sound gets closer and closer until it's only about 30 feet away from you, and you still don't see anything. You just hear the footfalls. I've got to let this guy roll another thing. Oh, thank goodness. He opens his eyes.
Can I cast light on, I guess, my dagger or something?
Yes. I will say that as you go to do that, the cleric is going to say, no, you can't interfere with the spell.
Okay.
But he's hearing the sound now, too. As his eyes are open, he sees the lights are out. He can't see a thing. So, who goes there? We're completing a ritual to heal. Please do not disturb and announce yourself. Okay, now go ahead and do, anything. That's just what he said, but do whatever either of you want to do, if anything, currently.
That
is.
I'll probably look at Demalgus and be like, do you think this would interfere?
Just wait.
Okay.
I'm going to be preparing a
Darts
defense at
ready.
this point.
Okay.
I'll be ready with counter spell or some kind of defensive magic.
Nice.
Just keep your eyes.
I don't really have anything, so I'll just get some darts ready.
Lord, heal him. Lord, be my strength. And I mean, it's you have dark vision, so you can see he's close enough where you kind of see like some beads of sweat rolling down his forehead. He's really putting all his energy into this. The salt, that cold air starts whipping around the area where the ritual is being performed. The grains of salt, one by one, are starting to get scattered out of this ritual. In that moment of this eerie silence, except for the footfalls and a little bit of wind picking up, a huge wave crashes outside the window and coats the glass windows, jarring everybody, including the cleric, who kind of leaps up and casts. Let me see.
Who is the cleric casting?
Yeah. Okay. Who leaps up? Who goes there? And casts light on two of the pillars that are just nearby. Light springs into existence off these pillars, illuminating the area. The sound of footfalls stops. Nothing is there. The light goes out on the pillars. He looks back at you. Who? I don't. This is beyond me, friend. Looking really, really scared. You two are looking at this guy. Directly behind him.
Oh shit.
Is what you've only seen in some books today, Valkyn. The figure of Shar. who can live and exist in any darkness and any shadow anywhere in the world,
Oh crap.
stands behind him. He doesn't even see her yet. And as you're sort of, you in particular, Valkyn, I imagine would be shocked. Now, I feel like Demalagus would be aware of Shar, because...
Would I have seen like a picture of her?
Oh yeah, you would have
and-
seen some sketches. Yep, and this matches it, except viewing her personage, her face, and especially the gaze of her eyes, pushes you to the brink of sanity. Taking in a full-on deity is almost too overwhelming. It nearly drives you insane, and just to comprehend what you're seeing. This cleric is lifted up. She's standing there with a cloak dropped down, so you can see her face and head, just as it was in that link, essentially. But the cloak covers her body and her arms down at her sides, and without moving her arms or anything, the cleric starts getting lifted up in the air by nothing, choked, and then drawn to the side, and then flung out of the center window pane, out onto the rocks down below. Another wave crashes on the rocks. And you don't see her anymore. From behind your ear, Valkyn, you hear the whisper. You are mine. Candles light back up. Dim light once again in the church.
Did like the Demalagus see her as well?
Oh yeah, yep. Cold breeze blows in through the shattered window behind you.
He just told me that I was hers. I'm really freaking out right now.
Yes.
And what do we do about that? As I
Well,
point
we're
the
going to
broken
do
window.
this, and I'm going to grab his shoulder, and I'm going to cast a spell, and we're going to leave. I will be casting Thunderstep.
Nice!
Yes.
You said the window was open. I can see outside the window. I am
Mhm.
taking us 90 feet away from this building, and leaving an explosion behind us, because I'm not getting framed for the death of this cleric.
Nice. You can see, just off the side of the breakers, the rock breakers, the edge of land over there, just within 90 feet. You take a step forward with him in your grasp, your hand on his shoulder. Thunderous boom cracks as you feel this quick advancement of 90 feet with the speed and force of lightning, reappearing on the edge of that land.
Do we see the body of the cleric, or was he chucked off the cliff?
You turn back. Now the back of the church drops down onto the rocks, about 45 feet. Yeah, they're just limp and twisted down on the rocks. Some of the water's starting to catch part of them, like they're not getting pulled off the rock by the water
so
yet.
so all the way down in the water or something.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's gonna be like I'm gonna loot the body, but he's kind of down in the rock.
Nice. Yeah. What do you two want to do now that you've made back on land away from the church?
Should we go back to the inn?
Not immediately. We probably want to circle around for a little bit. They'll be looking for us.
Let's do that.
Well, yes, we won't run directly there, but let's sort of work our way around and sort of go through some back alleys, I think, just to be a bit more stealthy.
Okay.
At least for a while. Until we can ascertain if we're being followed or not.
Okay.
Okay. Make stealth checks as you scoot through the city, if you would. with advantage because probably there wasn't anyone watching.
Um, have to do math.
Clem, you're a good influence on my dice when you're not sniffing and licking on them. Since I had advantage, I actually rolled a 17, which gives me a 19.
Nice. Okay.
I got since I'm double proficient in
Oh.
elf, and I had a 15. I got +8. That's 23.
Okay, yeah, you guys slip right back into the city. I mean, it's nightfall now. It's just at that hour roughly. So, twilight into nightfall. You scoot your way back through the city, back to the tavern. You said.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
so.
Okay. All right. So a little while after that, of course, you'll return and find Thaxel there. Deena, you've spent the evening, scamming that money, lifting that money off people. And night has the time for you to go head back to Melf's Beard, the Wizard Tavern. Wizard's
Okay.
Tavern has arrived. Yeah, so you're kind of in the vicinity a little bit anyway, so it doesn't take you too long to scoot over there with that gold in your pocket now.
Yeah, she stashed that.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, she stashed that someplace.
Oh, all right. Perfect. So you walk in and you see the human Alexander and Nissa the tiefling. You see the two of them anyway. You don't see Jeanette, the other human that was there last night. Alexander. Oh, hey. Please. What name did you give him again?
Deanna or something
Deanna?
like that. Yeah.
Deanna, yes, come in.
She gives him a tired wave, and she's kind of made sure that she looks tired, like she's been working.
Gotcha.
So
Oh.
she comes in, sits down.
Poor thing. Rest. Would you care for a nightcap before we all retire for the evening, or would you look...
Please, that would be lovely.
Of course, yes. Nissa, you as well, I imagine. Nissa's just gives a nod. Call a couple drinks over, and a couple drinks to be had, a little light conversation, until, and of course, stop me if there's anything you want to role play in between that. Otherwise, I'll just fast forward to
No, she's just lit up the whole. She's tired. She's been working. And she looks footsore and.
Alexander stretches. Well, I suppose it's that time, isn't it? Come, we'll sneak you into the.
I don't suppose you had any leftover from dinner or something. Just a heel of bread or a piece of cheese, maybe.
Sure. Yes. There's some meat still on the bone here, and pulls a big a chicken wing out. And some bread and a little bit of cheese, and
she'll take a little piece of bread and some cheese and nibble on it.
Okay.
She hasn't eaten since the last time they saw her.
Nice. Oh yes, long day. Let's get some rest then, and you can.
What time is that class tomorrow?
Oh, first thing in the morning. We're looking around. Yes, I know it's early, 7:30.
Oh dear.
It's about 1 o'clock now or so.
Yeah. She's going to throw back the drink and take the bread and cheese and just kind of nibble on it and walk back.
Nice. Okay. And they rather easily sneak you into the campus. There isn't that much security here. And there's please, I have a cot set up over here, but take my bed. I'll sleep over here. And,
I couldn't. The cot is fine. I'll take the cot.
Well, if you're sure, if you change your mind at any point, just
no, it's fine. It's wonderful.
Good.
Is there anything here worth anything?
Oh no. You get the feeling they don't live hand to mouth, but maybe they have enough money to spend on booze and food, and that seems to be
Okay.
all they spend it on.
All right. If these kids aren't the trust funders,
No.
otherwise it'd be in a better school. Got
it. I guess I'll just check quickly. Valkyn, Malagus, and Thaxel. Is there anything tonight that you want? Because the three of you will meet back up, I imagine, at the tavern. Is there anything you want to do before bedtime?
Nope.
I'd probably knock on Thaxel's door and be like, we just kind of were, I don't know, what, witnesses to murder?
Well, I guess I'm going to open said door. I wonder,
Like we haven't committed murder before.
Nice. Knock, 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 Thaxel. Knock, knock, knock,
We didn't
Thaxel.
commit murder. We more of were attacked.
We witnessed murder, Thaxel.
Murder!
I'm
I'm
outside.
not drunk. I'm not gonna be yet.
I haven't
But yeah,
had
I'm gonna
enough
be
to
like-
drink for this conversation yet, so. But I'm guessing enough time has passed and my headache's gone.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Now that I'm a little more coherent and can think,
Mhm.
maybe we need to go downstairs and have a little chat. I'm awake. Let's go.
Okay.
Right, you head downstairs. Kind of quiet this time of the night.
Would the Malagus be still with me at this point, or?
Oh yeah.
A little shaken, I imagine, the two of you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He won't be sleeping.
Well, it looks like y'all have seen a ghost.
More like a god.
How?
We kind of went up. Trying to even remember what we did. We went up and saw two different clerics, and the second cleric tried to cleanse the undeath from me, and we kind of heard some footsteps, and then he tried to see who it was, and then we noticed behind him was Shar, and she kind of threw him out a window.
Are you sure it wasn't like a demon or something?
We're pretty sure it wasn't.
I'm certain. I've never been in such a presence before, and I've seen my fair share of demons. This was something beyond. And it did look like as all representations of Shar ever are. Black eyes, beautiful but haunting, and terrifying.
And she told me I was her.
You belong to a god now?
I guess so. I don't really know how or why. For what purpose.
This is all very intriguing. And I missed it. All because of a stupid headache. I do not recommend those classes. I'm done. I'm done with that place. But I learned so much. But y'all had more fun than me. Okay. Do you hear voices in your head, Valkyn?
No. I don't think I have whatever area. At least that's what seems like. Maybe she's just crazy.
And you sure this wasn't like a date, like dating attempt, like?
No.
Huh. Well, okay. I don't know what to do with this information. Is the cleric's dead?
Hmm?
The cleric that was thrown out the window? He's dead
Yeah.
now? Are you sure?
Yeah, he kind of got thrown out the window and fell on some rock that were like.
Wow.
Yeah, he
must have-
probably had like a total of 50-foot fall or something.
He had a really shitty day.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first
Oh.
cleric kind of just threw us out.
Hmm. This is interesting. Well, I guess, yeah, I don't know. That sounds like a trip. I've never seen a god before.
It's not really something that you want to repeat.
Good to know. I'll remember that for if it ever happens to me. So she owns you. You're her bitch now, is what I'm taking from this.
I don't know.
Okay.
No, she owns you. Yes, she does. But we'll need to find out exactly what that means. She'll be
Hopefully
taking a
it's not
trip back to
pet,
the.
as I stare at Taxel.
No. You're my pet.
I'm not your pet.
Only when I need you to be. Well, have you gone to this? Wait, didn't you look for stuff when we were at the book place, the Vault of Knowledge place? Weren't you looking at stuff?
Yeah, but nothing that really pertains to. I don't think I would have found anything. Shar kind of owning people. Perfect.
Nothing
No.
like that.
Well, we can always try another cleric and see what
Hopefully.
happens. I mean,
I love that.
I'm really
Scientific
curious.
Process, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have another drink.
I
I'm
could
going to have
use a
several.
drink.
Yes, let's drink until they're unconscious.
Oh shit! It really messed you up, Demelicus.
Would this bar allow brought drinks?
You can
Well, I mean,
try to do.
We probably still have some of that bottle of
Unless
Mhm.
Deena
Fran's-
probably used hers up, but I still have my full bottle.
Well,
Minus a little bit.
Franz's bottle, Dina's
Yeah.
talking about. That's there.
Oh, yeah, that.
And hi Big. Yeah, so you guys do just that, being shaken by the presence and the sight of this thing.
And Thaxel just wants.
And Thaxel's just you're there like.
It's hard for me to relate. I have no idea. But she's
Well,
really
maybe
good
you should.
about enabling. Like, oh, you need drinks. Yes. Let's talk some more.
Nice. Yeah, and you do. You guys drink until you fall, or at least anyone that wants to drinks until they fall unconscious. You got Thaxel there to throw you in your bedrooms.
Yeah. I'm not gonna drink until I'm. No. I want a clear mind.
Nice. You're trying
be
to process, picking out little.
Yeah, I'm
bits of
just gonna
info
get
as you
plastered.
can. Excellent. All right. So the next morning rolls around. I'm going to jump over to Deena since we haven't had as much time with Deena tonight. Deena, morning rolls around way too early. That 7:30 class means being up at 7 at the latest to get over there. Alexander wakes you up. I know. We've got to get to class. I can't afford to be late to get demerits if you're late too many times, and I can't afford anymore.
All right, I need coffee and I need alcohol and I need 5 minutes in front of a mirror.
Well, there's the mirror. I will get the other 2 parts set for you.
Excellent. And she's doing the whole makeup thing and everything like that. And
Okay. He comes back.
and then she's
okay.
she's it's kind of like half coffee, half whiskey. You know.
Nice. He brings them separately, lets you mix them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, a little hair of the dog. And he
Just a little pick me up.
takes a swig as well and gets ready to, and then rushes out. Finishes getting dressed, zips out to class with you in tow. You arrive, and it's a modest-sized class. There's maybe 18 people here in this particular class, and it is, in fact, the alchemy class taught by Professor Tibblebits, who shows up. He is an elf. I'm trying to think of how familiar you are with different types of elves. He could either be a wood elf or a high elf. It's difficult to tell based on his...
as far as Deena is concerned, an elf is an elf.
Perfect.
They're elves. There's drow. They're still elves. They're elves.
Nice. He has, sort of the tweed jacket with the elbow patches and that whole vibe going on, the little oak pipe that he's not actually smoking out of. He just has it as a placeholder every so often, puts it in his mouth as he's talking and uses it as, a pointer for things. And begins giving this rather drawn out, kind of weak breakdown of alchemy, a process of alchemy, and they're halfway through their semester anyway, so it's not like introductory stuff per se. So you just
Deena's still, yeah, and Deena's still dressed the same way she was last night, the night before.
Okay.
So she's still in that outfit. The makeup is perfect. The hair is tousled, and she's just kind of sitting there.
He seems very much interested in himself and hearing himself talk. And he hasn't quite caught on that you're. I'm just gonna have him do. He's not very perceptive when he's. He rolled a 1, so he doesn't really notice you.
He's very full of himself.
Yeah, like he doesn't notice anyone in the class. It's more about like he's here to teach.
I'm important.
Yeah. Yes, and he wraps up class. It's like an hour and 10-minute class. So it's a little bit painful to get through. The class wraps up. Some of the other students are packing up. And what would you like to do?
I need to look up a spell real quick. Just a minute.
No,
Stop
take
it.
your time.
I'm talking to the app on my phone.
Oh, gotcha. Come on, app.
She's going to ask one of the other students to introduce her to the professor.
Okay. I think Alexander would be happy to do that. He seems to be the most engaged with Deena, with you. Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy to. Yeah, come on up. And as everyone else is piling out of the classroom, the two of you head up to Professor Tibblebits, who has his back turned to you at his desk as he's packing up some of his things to move on to the next class. Alexander, Professor, there's someone here I'd like you to meet. She's interested, potentially, in attending the school here. Professor Tibblebits turns around and looks, and he has sort of a unique handsomeness, not your traditional handsomeness, but he's got some unique features. His jaw is what do you call them? Cheekbones are a little wonky. I don't know. So it's a little weird, but sort of handsome.
Yeah, she's got her hand up, but she's playing the whole very kind of nervous, looking at him like, oh, it's really a pleasure to meet you. I've heard so much about your class and what you do, and I'm really hoping I can be a student of yours one day.
The pleasure's all mine. And he reaches his hand out to, see if you'll offer yours to give it a kiss. See?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so is it my renown that's brought you here to the university?
Yes. I'm working as hard as I can to save my money so that I can enroll. It's taking me longer than I hoped, but
understandable.
Yes. Okay.
Well, tell me, what aspect of the university calls to you?
Well, honestly, I've heard of your work in alchemy, and
Oh,
that
yes.
that's what drew me here. No, the university really has the same reputation that you do.
Hmm. Yes, my family is certainly very adept at the ins and outs of alchemy. I teach. My brother is in the business of selling goods. I find there's a bit more prestige to teaching the minds of a future generation rather than simply making a buck.
Yeah,
You
of
understand.
course, you influencing so many and
Yes.
teaching them. Yes, I am.
Hmm. Well,
I was hoping maybe they. Well, I don't have a very strong background in alchemy, and
I
I'm
see.
worried about the entrance exams, and
Oh,
uh,
like a little
I don't know
heads
if
up then.
yeah, maybe if you did some tutoring, or if I maybe would your brother need somebody to work at his shop? I'd be happy. I sweep floors, to do the laundry, whatever needs to be done, dishes, anything.
Yes, perhaps perhaps we can help one another out. Yes. Uh, there's uh, it's a family-run business, mind you, but being so far removed, I'm sometimes left out of important business decisions. Having some eyes there in the business might not be such a bad thing, and in turn,
Oh,
of course, you'll be paid
yes,
for your
yes, of course.
service. And,
Yes. I'd do anything.
I see. Thank you, Alexander. Yes, that'll be all, sir. I'll see you at class day after tomorrow, bright and early. Alexander's like,
Thank you, Alexander.
um,
And I kiss him on the cheek real quick.
all right, bye-bye. See ya. He kind of whispers to you and he walks out of the class. I'm trying to think of how
She goes-
pervy this teacher's going to be.
She goes right back to the doe eyes at the professor.
Nice. Yes, well, I guess not everyone has to be a total perv in our campaign.
Nah.
So, yes. Well, I have another class to teach. You see, and if we hurry, I can get you over and put word in at our establishment. You'll need my endorsement, mind you, to get into the Gilded Enclave. You'll be escorted in and escorted out. Very strict they are up there, but very secure. Let's make haste, and I can get you in now if this suits your needs.
Oh yes, please. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so
Certainly.
much.
Please do your best to keep an ear out. Tonight in particular, there should be a meeting, a business meeting that I cannot attend, and I fear there will be some valuable information exchanged. My brother's very, very arrogant, you see. Very self-absorbed and wouldn't think twice of having a servant in the quarters during the meeting. So,
Oh, I will come straight to you no matter the hour.
yes. Delightful. We understand each other.
Yes.
Yes, my dear. He just kind of, wraps his arm like around your back on your shoulder, like, yes. Come, my dear, we must go.
Yeah, the whole invade the personal space thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he's right in there, like,
Yep.
yeah. And walks out with you and takes you head off to the Gilded Enclave with him. And we'll cover that a little bit more next week. I think that let's see.
You're trying to cliffhanger us.
I'm trying to think of what else would happen tonight. I do like doing a cliffhanger, but I don't know if we're quite on the beat for one. So Demalagus, Valkyn, you two wake up probably with a pretty strong hangover. Thaxel, you're fine, of course, as being the designated put her to bedder. You two wake
That's
up
my
in your
title.
room. Like, nice. You're both on the floors in your room, like you were tossed there. Like, good night, Mike.
I obviously
One
do
of my
not
wings
care.
is like up in the like
Yeah.
disheveled.
Nice. Yeah, and we'll pick up next week. I don't really have a cliffhanger beat, and I think that there was some crazy stuff already, so we'll pick up and find where that's going to go next week, next session.
Yay!
Woo!
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, as always, players. Amazing role-playing and good stuff going on. I love it.
So excited.
I didn't get backstory, so I'm forcing you to get.
Nice.
I didn't get any backstory yet, so I'm finding it and killing people in my way, unintentional.
Yeah, that was rude.
Okay.
We could just
Yeah.
keep doing this at all the churches and just start.
That was hilarious. And Max was like, let's do this
Nice.
again and see what happens. I mean, it's good. It makes sense, right? Like, is this a regular thing? Like,
I mean, I'm just
scientific
curious.
method. It's the scientific method. You have
Yeah.
a theory, you keep throwing
Here's
it
my
against the brick
hypothesis.
wall.
I love
Let's
it.
start with that
Exactly.
first guy again.
It's very evil campaign. It's perfect. Oh, neat.
Well, she missed out on the fun, so you know.
Awesome.
Yeah, how many times before she gets really mad and turns one of us inside out or something?
As long as it's not me, we're good.
I was pretty excited that Kev, that Valkyn went right in, like, and just shared the whole truth and the whole thing. Right, I was like, well, that speeds some things up. Like, you just like, hey, so I'm rotting inside.
Here's my leg.
Like
Yeah.
me. Valkyn sometimes overshares a little.
That's awesome. He is telling everyone, and I love that.
He's
too.
very
That's
blunt. Well, I'm not like going and like shouting it from the rooftops, but
Yeah.
if
But
it's like
practically.
I'm being practical about it, but yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Like, yeah,
I'm
I
kind
said
of
I'm wrong.
dead.
It's like, well, that's
not.
great. Yeah, and I'm also kind of glad it worked out with the second church there. Because the first guy was doing some rolls and just wasn't rolling well.
And kind of freaked out.
He got freaked out because it was it was the unknown for him, but he knew something was very wrong, and so he was just like,
Nope.
Y'all need to leave my church.
And then the other guy was like, I gotta go and try to heal this and get screwed.
Nice. So look forward to next week. There'll be some interesting stuff cooking up in the Gilded Enclave with Deena and some those people. Some other stuff brewing next week. Some other Deena and Thaxel stuff actually next week, probably. If pacing continues as it did tonight. So thanks, players. I mean, you're just so amazing. I love looking forward. I look forward to this so much, and I love playing with you guys. It's great. So thank you so much for sharing.
I
Thank
love
you,
it too.
Dan.
Thank you. I have so much fun with this character. Just
Nice. He was great.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
She's
I
probably my
I just-
favorite now.
Yeah, I know.
I can't wait for all the crud Deena's gonna dredge up with all the rich elite people of the city.
Yeah, the alchemy Shah. I wish I was like a fast, good artist, because I'd love to draw like the perfect makeup, but disheveled head, like the purposeful look that Deena puts on for in the doe eyes. Like, oh, I just wish I could draw that. I'd absolutely love it. She's conning these people over.
Oh, and she's been running this type of con for years, so it's
Second nature.
it's second
Awesome.
nature to her.
How old is Deena?
Deena is right around 20 years of age,
Oh.
and she's been on her own since she was 14, 15.
Oh, so she's been at this for a while.
Yeah, she's been at this for a while. She's somewhere between 20 and 22. She's not quite sure. Her uncle wasn't really very forthcoming about that kind of stuff.
Speaking of, I like to give everyone a slight heads up because I've been so bad about it lately. So you might be able to expect, again, depending on pacing, some more Deena. What was it? The concoction you drank. Some more of that.
Yes, the dreams.
Next week. Yep. Because it was almost going to happen tonight, but didn't quite. So it'll happen for sure next time she sleeps. So that's exciting.
Yes.
We got a little Saxel backstory stuff to sprinkle in here soon.
God.
And and I've got some interesting side stuff for Demalagus that sort of ties in with that. So I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks. Next 2 or 3 are going to have some more like some string dancing with background, little sneak peeks of that rather.
Real quick while we're still going, are we looking at doing the night of the 25th?
Oh gosh, it was straight up on Christmas, huh?
Yeah, because it's 2 weeks.
That's a good
really
question.
even know
2
when
weeks
I'm
from
doing Christmas night. I know, like Christmas.
We'll be home.
Yeah, I'm going to be home.
I'll be here. I mean, it's up to you guys. I'm okay with it because like Christmas Eve, no way I could do, of course.
Right.
But Christmas night, I mean, I don't see why I wouldn't be able to do that if you guys want to, but there's no pressure to either if you guys are like, let us
I am
relax.
totally down.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll be spending time with family all day. It'd be nice to come.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
JK, fam.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay. Very neat.
That'd be great.
And
Yeah, if we could do it, that'd be awesome.
We had Christmas together,
I think
guys.
it should be
We
free.
would have
I'll
Christmas
to-
together.
I'll have to double
Yes.
check,
All
but
right.
I shouldn't be busy probably.
We could all wear Santa hats.
Yes. Okay. Fair enough.
Right,
I like
that's
that.
And that is when
Amazing.
Krampus visited.
Nice.
I will wear.
We end up fighting like enchanted snowmen,
That'd be
Yetis
great.
or something.
I don't have.
Where
a
did
Santa
the
my
hat.
Yeti come
snowballs.
from? Why is there a Yeti?
Okay, so I don't have a Santa hat. Can I interest you in Maleficent horns? I have those.
Yes, those will count.
Okay. Okay.
That's the Krampus. The Krampus.
No,
What you
I'll wear my onesie because I'm wearing that all day on Christmas.
That's so cool.
No,
Yes.
you need the Maleficent horns,
Mhm.
and then you wrap some tinsel on them.
Ooh.
You hang bells off of them.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Maybe some ribbon, bows.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh,
Awesome.
it's too much. It's too much. It stresses me out already.
Sweet. All right. Well, thank you also, of course, viewers. I saw some new
Yes.
folks in here tonight. It was great, and thank you for the sub, the follows and subs. I'm trying to go back through the notes here and see because I know you had your friend.
Yep.
As well at the beginning there. So thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll catch you all, of course, next week here. Every Tuesday night we have our All Evil campaign, Here's Lament, and then Friday nights, which will be resuming this upcoming Friday, Stormfall, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern as well. But I hope you all have a great night, players in chat alike, and I can't wait to catch you all soon.
Bye.
Take
Bye.
care.
Bye.
Bye.